Well, that was fun. Welcome everybody to the high-speed thrill ride that is Shut Up and Drive. I'm Justin Bell.
And I'm Townsend Bell. And don't forget, there's no relation.
Shut Up and Drive is back for another high-speed thrill ride on the best roads in America. Today, we're heading to Seattle for some serious city driving. We're taking the wheel of the brand new Lexus IS F SPORT and storming our way through the rainy city before we go head-to-head on some jaw-dropping island roads across the bay from Seattle. It's time to Shut Up and Drive.
This is a fact about Seattle you probably don't know. This is the first city outside of Canada that ever won a Stanley Cup. That's right, in 1917, the Seattle Metropolitans took the biggest title in hockey.
Begrudgingly, I will say that I'm quite impressed. You've obviously done your homework this time.
Listen, I'm not just a pretty face.
On that, we are in agreement. But listen, those of you that have never watched Shut Up and Drive before, this is how it works. We get to do what most guys can only dream of.
That's right, we're gonna shut down our own private racetrack, an amazing stretch of road, this time on an island, and it's gonna be me versus JB.
Fiddlesticks, that's quick.
But first, let's see what happened on the first 2 episodes.
Shut Up and Drive raced off the line when we bombed through the winding roads of Oregon's Rowena loops.
Fading out to the edge of the road. Woo! That was close. Woo! Oh, we're heading to fault now. I can't even see where I'm going. As we cross the finish line, 2.3 miles later. Do you want fish or steak?
Nice!
Then, we took a 180 and headed to the desert in the Lexus LFA supercar.
Oh, that's bloody quick!
Come on, no way Justin's going this fast through here.
Woohoo! That is a wild ride.
Nick, break it down for us.
Justin Bell. Your LFA lap time was 1 minute, 11.81 seconds.
Yeah! That is appalling. Do you know that's 300ths of a second?
That's a country mile.
You know what, Townsend? When we look back at that, we really did push the envelope, didn't we?
Good times.
So tell me about our vehicle for today.
Well, we've got the IS 350, but what makes this thing really special is this baby right here. F Sport. What does F Sport mean? It means everything's been tweaked, but in a very good way. Now, what's really cool about this thing is look at the way that the LFA styling has been sort of sprinkled throughout. The way the front end sort of tapers up and then flares out below. It really suggests this thing's a downforce monster.
Well, what that LFA DNA means is that we're in for a really good day. But obviously, we've been blasting our way around one of the busiest ports in the world, so it's probably time for us to get out of here. And I can see Seattle in my sightline, which means it's time for one of Justin's famous guided tours. And you're gonna jump in, and we're gonna head to the ferry.
Wait a second, Bellboy, slow down for a second. Who said you were driving?
You know what? It's already started. Before we head to the road course, it's time to cruise the city streets in Seattle behind the wheel of the IS F Sport, taking in the sights and sounds of one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Oh, these buildings are fantastic. It's actually a beautiful city. I hope you're taking it all in. And the fact that you have these working and touristy style docks on one side, and then the very business-like skyline on the left. And it's interesting to see how people look at the new car when you drive along, because you can tell the guys and girls that really love cars because they immediately go, oh, I've read about that.
Yeah,
one.
they've got an appreciation for what's new and different, and hey, this is the new Lexus IS.
And then I can almost hear them go, oh wow, that must be Justin Bell, but who's he with? It's funny. Don't feel bad about that. You know, one of the cool things when you're sitting on the passenger side is you actually get a chance to check out the cockpit. And I know it's only simple, but it's so cool. The heating control is what they call electrostatically controlled. So you just run your finger on it, and it's brilliant. Look, I can make yours like 120 degrees. There you are.
That's pretty sweet, actually. You remember the LFA? It had that really trick sliding bezel tachometer. You push this button, this has the same thing. It slides right over. You can choose all your options. You can set rev limits and adjust all kinds of parameters. You know, it's customizable. It's a really nice touch. So where are we going?
Well, just up here, we actually jump on the ferry. But first up, do you feel you could go cross-country in a car like this?
It's the perfect road trip car, really. I especially love how your hand just rests here for this little touchpad thing. It's in the perfect ergonomic position.
That was my knee, by the way.
You like the little tickle I gave you there?
You know, I'm a little annoyed it's got 4 seats because that means I have to take the kids.
My kids would love this car because they're the Xbox generation, and it's really got that fighter pilot feel.
All right, so here's the Seattle Ferry Terminal. Do you have any money on you?
It wasn't part of the deal, brother.
What a great day so far. All that driving around the docks, tearing across Seattle, and now taking the Puget Sound Ferry across the Whidbey Island. Do you know what's going to happen when we get there?
When this ferry hits that land, we're gonna lock up the road, shut up, and drive.
We're coming back with one of Shut Up and Drive's most stunning rides yet, when we lock down Whidbey Island and push the Lexus to the limit. It's the Seattle City Showdown on Shut Up and Drive. Shut Up and Drive is back, and we're taking on one of the most scenic and challenging roads in America. The Lexus IS 350 F Sport is about to be unleashed here on beautiful Whidbey Island, just outside of Seattle. This isn't just some Sunday drive. We're about to tear up this island. Hello and welcome back to Shut Up and Drive. Well, our urban adventure is now well behind us, and of course we made it across the ferry now to Whidbey Island.
It's an amazing island. I mean, I really enjoy the scenery, but this is a racing show. So we're about to go check out our own private racetrack. Let's go scout the course. You know, this island is massive. It's so much bigger than I thought. I have this sense of Isle of Man. You see the coastline, you see the trees. Clearly, there's no barriers.
I'm genuinely slightly nervous. What a vista. That's a word for view. The water, the fog bank. This is beautiful. All right, so we need to pick a starting point.
Right here, where the big post is. Let's do the starting line right there.
Perfect. There
well, hang on.
are.
Let's just hop out real quick and make sure we know where it's where it's going to be.
Also, I want to have some good traction off the line.
Yeah.
This is really beautiful. And listen, silence.
Not for long. Soon to be terrorized. Let's
Not
go
for
check
long.
out this path I just saw
Yeah.
over here. This is. Why does every corner downhill and wet have to be off camber on our show?
Look at that. It's a headstone.
Oh boy. That was the last guy that tried to drive this road.
There may be a new one at the end of this. Townsend Bell lost here.
Okay, on we go.
I didn't really mean that you'd have your own tombstone. I meant that it would be more like a tribute
To the loss.
to the loss. Hey, let's go and have a look at this vantage point. Tell you what, you know, Townsend, as you unload off that compression there,
Yeah.
what worries me, we're heading into that tree canopy, and this is very slippery.
I want to get up here and see if we can see over the edge and see what we're really dealing with.
You know, when I started racing, my dad gave me some advice. He said, you should either cycle, run, or walk every new track you go to so you can get experience. You see the asphalt change, the inside, the curbing, where you run off. I don't think he had this road in mind.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
That is a long way down. If you go off here, you are absolute toast.
We've got to be precise.
You know what your problem is? It's that little bit between the steering wheel and the seat. Okay, so off the start line, we'll go, heading up here. This is entering the top right-hander, leading to another off-camber left-hand hairpin.
I've done a little advanced research, and I'm told that this hairpin is the mother of all hairpins because it's downhill, usually wet, and of course the ocean is the runoff.
What an apex!
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Let's have a quick look.
Unbelievable, look at that. That is tight. This is going to be just like a Scandinavian flick. You know, it's the old rally turn. You're going to come through the right-hander, it's downhill, and then you got to flick it back left. Notice this is just like it was in Rowena Loops. It's wet on the outside, dry on the inside. It's a really varied surface already.
And what I love with the way you drive, just after you have that big flick, you know you have that, it overcorrects and then it understeers off the road. Ta-da!
Water.
Water.
Well, if you remember at Oregon, the conditions were very favorable for me.
Okay, so I like this. This little section of corners through here is pretty technical. It is undulating on the way out. And this is a fast sprint to the finish. Hey, let's do that. The Whidbey News Times band, little mailbox there, that is the finish. You know what, T, I've seen enough. I think there's only one thing left for it. Let's call in the cops.
All right, chaps, lock it up.
You know, that's actually my line.
My line now.
Westbound lane locked up. Eastbound road locked up.
The wait is over. When we come back, we'll be putting the new Lexus IS 350 F Sport to the test.
Oh, there's that train!
Get ready for the ride of your life on Shut Up and Drive. It's race time. The road is locked down, the course is set, and now it's time to shut up and drive. Well, Townsend, it is almost that time. But knowing you and how you can't help yourself at all to try and gain advantage on every single corner, what I've done is I've introduced a new timing procedure, and we have RJ over there who's using the Solo GPS timing system. And just like in real racing, we're going to have marker points throughout the course so we can see who gains advantage where. All right? Okay. One thing left to do. Hang on. You pass first.
Heads or tails?
Tails. Good luck. You'll need it.
We're good to go.
So beautiful and calm up here. I've been waiting a year to get my revenge on Townsend.
I've never been happier for him to be the guinea pig. Let's go have a closer look.
I think it's time to disturb the peace, as they say.
All right, JB, on my mark.
Put into manual, Sport Plus. Go.
3, 2,
1, go! So Justin's gonna come through for the very first time. I have no idea what to expect.
It's always difficult the first time that you do a run on a new road.
Here he comes! Whoa! Look at the understeer we just talked about.
That was terrible! God. This is the area on the straightaway with that sketchy compression.
Whoa! He's gonna be going well over 100 miles an hour at the top there. Look at him going to the trees. He's on it.
Whoa! This is bloody fast. Fiddlesticks, that's quick. Almost into the tree. Oh, it was messy. Come on, JB. I don't think that was enough. I think Townsend's gonna rip it up. Balls.
Whoa! Dude, how was it?
It was part brilliance and part complete pillar. I was wide open all the way to the top. And you know that we talked about the compression. 2 bumps from the left-hander, the car started to get a little squally. I mean, I must have been doing 125, 130 as we hit that. I don't know if it was enough.
We're about to find out. Come on, my turn. All right, as I'm here at the starting line, I realize a couple of mistakes that JB made here. Critically, air conditioning needs to be off. Then I'm gonna make sure I'm in Sport Plus Plus. Let's see if those changes give me the edge.
All right, mate, if you're up for the challenge.
3,
2,
1.
Go! This first corner, this first couple of corners is critical. It's downhill though. Not really sure what to expect.
He's so wound up to be faster than me. That is if he makes the first corner.
Whoa, hard on the brakes there. Dive into this apex. Whoa, let's see if I can use some of my rallycross skills.
Oh, that was beautiful. I hate that man.
Whoa, you can really feel the car compress over that dip.
Now we're going up to the fast, flat-out section through the trees. Whoa, we gotta get on the brakes. Whoa, the car's pretty light. Woo, woo, woo. Slow it down, baby, slow it down. That was awesome, that felt great. All right, now flat out, open up the exit. Woo! Bammo!
That was very sweet, dude.
Whoa.
That-
Oh man, when you said you were flat, I'm like, okay, if he's flat, I am going till the last possible moment. I hit the brakes and I thought, oh no, I'm off. This is never gonna work. You hit that bump there and it gets light. But I think the difference was I used my X Games skills here and just threw it, but it's gonna be close.
When we come back to Shut Up and Drive, we will find out which one of us was fastest up EV landing. Whoa, this is bloody fast.
Hold it wide open, use every bit of road. Woo! Slow it down, baby, slow it down. Woo!
Before the break, we went all out on Shut Up and Drive's most beautiful course yet. The Lexus IS 350 F Sport has stood tall, but only one driver will walk away a winner. One of the blessings and the curses of being professional racing drivers is that we're extremely good at self-analysis, and all I've been doing is beating myself up for the mistakes I made on my run. I came through turn one really well. I mean, it was very well gripped to the road, but carried it in hot to the hairpin here. And the minute I turned in, the car washed out. I was late to gas, and I thought, if I lose, that's where I lost it. But up the hill, I was like a maniac. I was fast.
Well, the benefit of watching you come down the hill to the hairpin is I knew what not to do. So when I came through the hairpin, I had a huge smile on my face. I knew I nailed it, but I didn't see you go into the trees. And when I went in there at over 100 miles an hour and hit the brakes, my first thought was, oh gosh, I could have gone later. He's gonna get me here. So I really don't know where this is gonna end up.
But one man does. So we're now gonna turn it over to RJ to find out how Townsend and myself did. How do we do, mate?
Segment 1. Justin. 25.2. Townsend. 25.7. Segment 2. Justin.
Almost into the tree. Oh, it was messy.
19.1. Townsend.
Woo! That is fast through there.
18.1. Segment 3. Justin. 37.3. Townsend.
Come on, baby, come on!
37.5. And our overall winner with a time of 121.3, Townsend.
Yes!
Oh, I knew it. That was really well deserved. Good job, man.
Thank you. It's a sweet thing.
It is, isn't it? Victory is sweet and defeat is just bitter. But one of the things that has really struck us both about Shut Up and Drive and going on these open roads is that it really is a unique driving experience. The road behind us was never designed, engineered, or thought of as being a high-performance racetrack. And when we're on it, you'll see, something that to you as a tourist would just appear as a light sort of elevation or a decreasing radius corner. For us, it's actually almost a jump and really test the full dynamics of the car. And I think that's something really special about what we're doing.
Well, not only that, it's the dynamics of the car, as you point out, that I find most impressive in that we really appreciate all of the safety and performance engineering that goes in every modern day car, especially this IS. It is a huge comfort factor knowing you've got the forgiveness and the engineering to save you in those moments of unpredictability. It was awesome.
Well, I guess in summary we could say this really has been a true Seattle adventure. Where will we be next, Townsend?
Well, it's up to you at home. Log on to facebook.com/Fox Sports. That's right, you'll decide where we go next.
Thank you very much for watching. Shut up and drive. The joyride isn't over yet. Join us next time when we drive on a road selected by the fans. Till then, shut up and drive.